Hello everybody, welcome back to the internet's best reactions. Today, we're talking about the Italian Grand Prix. Yes, us F1 fans have been spoilt this season for drama, chaos, controversy, amazing races. The Italian Grand Prix just rocked up and was like, hey, I'm gonna add another one to the pile. What is it with Monza the last 3 years? It's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna have a chaotic, amazing race. Oh, your reactions were amazing too, so let's dive into them right now. Before I begin, I should probably say I'm not doing this from a toilet. I've just moved house. It's a bit echoey at the moment. Soundproofing will be coming for the next episode. Don't you worry. Anyway, let's talk about the start of the race, shall we? And of course, Verstappen and Ricciardo on the front row of the grid at Tilkend, seeing Ricciardo take the lead. Knew it was a chance. They're both on the medium tyres. You think, okay, Danny Ric might send it, but he gets a great start. He gets the inside line before we've even got down to the first corner. And all of a sudden, Danny Ric's in the lead. And it's just carnage. Chaos ensues, doesn't it really? Of course, Hamilton started on the hard tyres. We thought maybe he'd get a bad start, but it was good. And then it was jostling for position. And I know I'm going to miss out on some things. I already know. My brain is frazzled because so many things happened. But we'll do our best to try and cover it. Speaking about the start of the race, of course, Giovinazzi, an amazing qualifying performance again, going down the toilet on lap 1 again. At Marky Mark 2909, Crofty trying to tell the difference between Kubica and Giovinazzi. I think he even read out Giovinazzi's number and then called him Kubica. But yeah, clearly a bit of confusion there. Confusion as well for Sainz just having Giovinazzi in his way, in front of him. And then boom, he's out of contention straight away. It's so difficult, isn't it? He's starting to show performances, Antonio, but they're not being able to convert it. So is he going to save his seat? Probably not. At race feeling, the race start colorized. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Better off the line was Danny Ric, takes the lead, and he literally led every single lap. Every single lap. Daniel Ricciardo, oh no, not every single lap. That's actually a lie. But basically start to finish, because obviously he pit early, didn't he? So Lando did lead for a lap or two, so I apologise, that was wrong. But either, you know what I mean, net leading, right? Now at the beginning, teammates were coming to blows as well. Of course, you had Schumacher and Mazepin just, causing another incident between the two of them. That is definitely spilling over already. And also Vettel and Stroll at Adriano FLLR. Lap 1, Stroll pushing Vettel wide. There was a lot of elbows getting out, wasn't there, around Monza? It's quite a narrow track at points, as we saw with a certain incident that we're definitely going to be speaking about between two title championship protagonists. You know exactly who I'm talking about. But yeah, it's a bit of carnage, wasn't it? Chaos. And with this chaos, Mr. Nicholas Latifi was chilling in the top 10 for a little while. At Casito_NL, Latifi is on fire. I actually thought he was going to score points as well. He looked in a pretty decent position. I think he ended up P11 in the end. George Russell, on the other hand, just finishes in the points. No one says anything now. Williams get a double points finish. And then, all of a sudden, everybody expects Williams scoring points and George scoring points. It's done. The curse is lifted. Now, it all started to unravel for Max Verstappen, who, of course, was following Daniel Ricciardo for the entirety of the start of the race, then came into the pits, but that was after Danny Ric, so McLaren got it spot on, covered off the undercut, and then just had the pace. Max didn't have the tyres in it, and then fate just seemed to bring Hamilton and Verstappen together, but we'll get to that. A bull named Max comes in with Max's pit stop. It was rubbish, wasn't it? When I saw that, I immediately thought of Bottas's stop in Monaco. Have they just shaved the wheel nut off? Is that tyre staying on for the rest of time? Obviously it didn't. He came out, but he lost probably 10-15 seconds in the pits, so very much out of contention at that point for the victory, but still wanted to push on, which then caused the incident. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about right now. At Jazz on a Sunday, Netflix watching Hamilton and Verstappen take each other out like. So of course then Hamilton comes into the pits, he has a slowish stop as well, comes out the pits, and then Max Verstappen, obviously a bit more overspeed, flying around the outside at turn 1. You just knew it was going to happen, didn't you? You just knew. As much as they're, fist bump, we're so respectful. Deep down in the car, they both want to just shove each other off the track. Like, it is going to be spicy for the rest of the season. What do I think about the incident? I hear you not ask, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Racing incident. Of course, Max could have done more. He hit the sausage curb and speared into the side of Hamilton. Lewis could have maybe given a bit more space, but he certainly did move over. So I think it's a racing incident. That's just something that happens. That's the literal term. It's racing incident. I don't think either really. Well, Hamilton doesn't deserve a penalty. Max, I don't think so either, to be honest. So, yeah, there's my 2 cents. At KCap04, Hamilton and Verstappen right now. It was a bizarre incident, wasn't it? Seeing it in slow motion genuinely gave me a bit of a weird, horrible feeling because the tyre literally hits. The rear tyre of Max Verstappen hits Hamilton's head. And the halo, God save the halo. Unbelievable invention that, because that has probably saved Hamilton having a pretty serious incident with Max's car literally on top of him. So, yeah, I mean, absolutely round of applause for, F1 for making these cars as safe as they are today, because that could have been a horror show. But instead, it was a weird sort of hanging here like a cow type moment, but obviously the other way, obviously not what Nico Hülkenberg experienced in Abu Dhabi, but a very weird way for both of them to end the race. It genuinely felt like fate brought them together and said, no, it's Daniel Ricciardo's day today, please leave. At Joe61691, Verstappen and Hamilton at turn 2. Oh dear, are we going to have another whole week, 2 weeks of arguments on social media about whose fault it was, penalties, blah, blah, blah? Just let it be a racing incident. I can understand the debate around Silverstone. I think this one doesn't really need it. I know you guys will debate it anyway, but just be nice about it. Everyone's allowed to think if it's a penalty or not. It's fine. At Matt_Nordberg, Lando Norris leaving the first chicane with Verstappen and Hamilton crashing into each other. Yeah, he was probably quite happy. Obviously concerned for the drivers as well, I'm sure, was Lando, but obviously 2 guys in front of him crashing and then opening the door for a McLaren 1-2. A McLaren 1-2 at Monza. Honestly, this season is a banger. At Too Lame For Me comes in with Netflix getting a lot of content for next season of Drive to Survive. I may have said it before, but I'm going to say it again. If they do not release 1,000 episodes for us when it comes out, we've been ripped off. There literally could be, I'm not even joking, because usually it's 10 episodes, they could do 1 episode each race at the very least. Give us more content, Drive to Survive, because there is 100% going to be a race that just isn't covered that wasn't a literal banger. And I want every single one of them covered. Is that too much to ask? At Catherine Barr _ McLaren leader Grand Prix, me. There's a lot of McLaren fans out there. I know some of you may have wanted Lando to be leading, but for me, obviously Lando's had an amazing season anyway. Danny Rick really struggling, but to come out and win the Italian Grand Prix, I wouldn't have wanted anybody else to win in that scenario than Danny Rick. He needed it. You could tell with the celebrations as well through the team radio. It was just, it was such a feel-good moment, wasn't it? At SteAlox160696, there's so many numbers in some of your names. Daniel and Lando P1 and 2. And it wasn't easy, was it? Lando's move on Charles Leclerc was, I think, 20% crazy and 80% balls of steel. Because the fact that could have been an absolute train wreck when he dipped his wheel on the dirt. You just lose grip, don't you? But he just kept his foot in, got past Charles Leclerc, and then just solidified a 1-2. Of course, there was the team radios as well around. Oh, can I go and maybe pass Daniel? Daniel's a bit slow. Tried his luck, did Lando. But at the same time, as soon as McLaren came over and said, "Look, please just hold position," he accepted it, and that's fair play. He knows his time will come in the future, and that's the kind of team player that that McLaren need. Right, tweet of the week time now, and it comes in from at Richard Calderfee. Hamilton and Verstappen fans right now. I think everybody, as much as people might disagree about the incident, disagree about most things, to be honest, on social media, the one thing we could all agree on is that a McLaren win would be good for the sport and just an amazing moment. So, yeah, it was lovely to see Formula 1 fans in harmony, kind of, at the end of the race. This one made me laugh as well. There's this runner-up, and I'm sorry, Max, but it is. At Camposano Max, AlphaTauri have scored points in every race this year. AlphaTauri. Oh, it is sad. It's sad, isn't it? Of course, it's their home race, and to have such a poor performance is something that's going to sting a little. But they'll come back strong. Gasly in particular has been amazing this season, so they were bound to have an off race at some point. At Richard_P41, watching this race has me feeling like Zach. This is the thing though, right? Like, if you're a McLaren fan and you're watching this race and your drivers that you support are literally leading and second, it's not actually that fun when you've got, you know, Bottas, Perez behind that could easily ruin the party. It's not actually fun until they cross the line to win the race, then the relief sets in. Is that just me, or can you relate to that? Now, you know how I mentioned about Lando asking McLaren for Daniel to maybe speed up a bit? This meme made me laugh. At Juza_23, Lando, Daniel needs to pick up the pace. Daniel. That's a very good meme. Well done. But he did pick up the pace and he won the race. Poeta didn't know it. At PrassyRaj19, Toto and Horner, as soon as they see Ham and Max crashing into each other. I love how this GIF has become a running thing now, with obviously Michael Massey being in charge. But I don't think there's going to be as much running to the stewards this time. As of recording, nothing's happened, and I don't think there will be either. At Phantom Samurai, McLaren 1-2. It's been a long, long time. How are we feeling, McLaren fans? It must feel even that tiny bit sweeter as well to do it at Ferrari's home race, with which you're fighting in the Constructors for. And this is such a huge result for P3 in the championship. And just, you know, Zak Brown's been building this team step by step over the last few years. And to have this 1-2 breakthrough. Crazy. At Quinten_Beast, live footage of the McLaren garage. There's going to be vibes tonight. I would love to be a fly on the wall of the McLaren after party. Danny Rick getting lit. Yeah, I want to be there. Now, this was a bit of an odd moment, wasn't it, after the race when Bottas was being interviewed at P3. Great drive, by the way, from Valtteri, from the back of the grid, was making moves, then got a little bit stuck in that DRS train, didn't he? Otherwise, he could easily have won because he was on the medium tyres as well, but then they just ran out of life towards the end. Anyway, he was being interviewed about, and they asked about the Hamilton-Verstappen crash. At Yanni Contio, Bottas, when he was asked about the Hamilton-Verstappen crash, he just didn't care. Any thoughts? No. No, it's unfortunate, mate. Why are you asking me about that? I'm not going to go, oh, Hamilton was a bit out of order there, wasn't he? He's never going to say that. And at Ayub FE, Bottas reacting to Hamilton Verstappen crash. Yeah, the smirk that he gave as well when he turned back is like, what do you want me to say here? I don't have anything to say. At Paulo the drummer, shoey time. On the podium. Oh, what a feel-good moment that was to see Danny Rick take his shoe off and have a lovely drink out of his own shoe. Then Lando having some, and then Zak Brown getting in on the action as well. Oh, I want to see more shoeies. I do. It's been far, far too long. And finally, to sum things up, at Monish S31769110 says, only one team has gotten a 1-2 this season. It's Red Bull or Mercedes, right? McLaren. McLaren are the only team to get to 1-2 this season. How is that possible? Social Media Team Championship time now. And here we go. Actually, these ones didn't even come from the race. These came from earlier in the weekend because some of them were just great. So let's dive into them right now. In third place, we have Aston Martin Cognizant F1 team. Responding to Mercedes after the sprint race shenanigans between Hamilton and Vettel. It deserves a point in my eyes. So well done, Aston. In second place, we have Williams Racing, introducing the smooth Canadian Nicholas Leahy. Good. It's very good from you, Williams. That really deserves points, so you get 2 of them. And finally, the winners of the Social Media Team Championship for the Italian Grand Prix are AlphaTauri. If only getting dressed in the morning was this easy. It's just such an amazing edit. I've watched it about 20 times. Honestly, AlphaTauri have smashed it. They have got some seriously good editors in their team, and that is an amazing video, and it deserves all the points in the world, so you get them. That's 1 point for Aston Martin, 2 points for Williams Racing, and 3 points for AlphaTauri.
And now it's time for Race Rundown with your host, Matthew Gallagher.
Right, race rundown time now, and they're nicely, not evenly spread, but at least there's a few DNFs to break this up. Here we go then. The Italian Grand Prix race rundown is as follows. Ricciardo, Norris, Bottas, Leclerc, Perez, Sainz, Stroll. Ooh. Ricciardo, Norris, Bottas, Leclerc, Perez. It's so warm in here. Ricciardo, Norris, Bottas, Leclerc, Perez, Sainz, Stroll, Alonso, Russell, Ocon, Ricciardo, Norris, Bottas, Leclerc, Perez, Sainz, Stroll, Alonso, Russell, Ocon, Latifi, Vettel, Giovinazzi, Kubica, Schumacher. Boom! That was actually a good take. That was a good run through. And the non-finishers were Mazepin, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Gasly, Verstappen, Hamilton, Mazepin. There you go. Right, that is it. Thank you so much for watching the internet's best reactions to the Italian Grand Prix. If you want to get involved next time, use the hashtag WTF1, and if you win Tweet of the Week, you will win an amazing Fanatec prize. I can't wait for the next 2 weeks and all the conversations and the arguments and the Hamilton and Verstappen quotes and all that good stuff coming up, and we'll see you very soon for the next instalment of Internet's Best Reactions. Podcast, etc. will be coming as well, so please do subscribe, and I'll see you very soon. Bye! Sorry for the echo. I will fix it. Bye!